Hey guys, and I am back with another action figure review, this time of the Marvel Spider-Man Marvel Legends Infinite series Skyline Sirens subset Black Cat from Hasbro. That was a mouthful. Anyway, so here she is, and we can see the Amazing Spider-Man from the same set next to her. And the biggest reason why I'm showing you the Spider-Man is because this thing was so posable that you can put him in a very natural looking Spidey pose. On the other hand, and as is the issue with most American action figures, I would say, even if you have a lot of articulation, it is difficult to get a proper pose on some of these guys, and Black Cat is falling into that category. Now, we're taking Spider-Man away, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this girl. So, this is not a reason not to buy this toy. This is probably one of the most perfect looking female action figures released by any major toy company stateside since probably forever. There are some issues with the action figure, and we will get into that in a little bit. But first, let's talk about the paint job. So I'm gonna take her away from the base. Move these out of the way. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's talk about this action figure box first. So, just like every other action figure in this line, it is premium. It is a premium looking figure. It is for the adult collector, whatever that means. It basically means it's more expensive. And it comes with the largest piece of the Green Goblin Build-A-Figure collection, which is his entire torso. You can see here that I bought 2 Black Cat figures. And this is because when I ordered from Hasbro Toy Shop, the only way to get free shipping was to buy 3 action figures, so I opted to buy 2 Black Cats and 1 other figure. Spider-Man, yay! Okay, anyway. So we can see Skyline Sirens, that's a subset of the series, and we see Spider-Man on the side. And this Spider-Man image goes on every single package with the exception of the Amazing Spider-Man. It's sort of weird because it means that they printed 2 different boxes and one entire box had a unique design just for one of the figures. I would have thought that maybe they would have split it along the lines, but I guess they didn't anyway. And in an ironic twist for once, the back of the box that shows the Black Cat figure actually looks worse than the actual figure, so that's kind of funny. That's kind of cool at the same time. Pleasantly surprised, I suppose. I will note, however, that the whip that comes pictured is better than the one that it came with. But that's really the least of the problems here. So let's take a look at the box here. Skyline Sirens. These heroes have joined Peter Parker's fight for justice. One has been his ally, the other carries on his legacy. Uh-oh, spoiler alert. And we see the variant wave Spider-Woman on the side. And unlike other series, actually, the variant wave does actually seem to be coming out from Hasbro, so that's pretty cool. Good on them. I look forward to getting this Spider-Woman figure. We see here all the pieces for the Green Goblin that you can get. Once again, this one comes with just the torso, bloop, 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 and his hot pants. And it will remain hot pants until you get the rest of the figure, so that's sort of gross. Anyway, we see that there are 3 types of variants in the Spawn of Symbiotes, Skyline Sirens, and Deadliest Foes subset. The initial wave comes with Carnage, the alternate is Toxin, the initial wave comes with Black Cat, and the alternate is Spider-Woman. And over here, the initial wave came with Beetle, and the alternate is Boomerang, I believe. And yeah, you know what, quite honestly, I don't like the way this Electro looked, so I sort of wished that it came with an alternate Electro more faithful to the movie version, I guess. I don't know, but then again, Electro has never been really my favorite character at all. So we're gonna put this box off to the side as well. I'm gonna boring up the background here. That way, it's a little bit easier to concentrate on the Black Cat figure itself. Now, it does come with this whip, which is molded sort of daftly. It sort of sucks because it looks like she's like winding up, but the claw is kind of positioned the wrong way. On the other side, if she's whipping forward, then this is like a real weird... Anyway, it looks okay. It's very loose. Perhaps if you use the heat gun or, you know, put it in boiling water, maybe you can reshape it. But I feel like you wouldn't be able to reshape it enough. Anyway, so let's put that off to the side. So yeah, so we've got this black cat, and the major reason why this figure is a little bit difficult to pose is because first, we've got very, very tiny boots. I feel like her toes could have come out a little bit more and might have given a bit more balance. On the other hand, it might have been nice had they given this, rather than high heels, maybe just chunky boots or something. I don't know. I don't really think it affects overall balance, but this thing does have some weight issues. So on one hand, Spider-Man is... his weight is distributed well, as in there's no particular area in Spider-Man's body where most of the weight resides, meaning that you can pose him in a variety of poses, in a variety of, well, realistic poses, and it'd be able to stay upright because it is the weight distribution is so good. However, with this figure, you've got two problems to contend with. You've got the hair, which makes this figure back heavy, both top heavy and back heavy, and of course the tiny boots that we've already touched on a little bit. This is not a reason not to buy this toy, though. Again, this is probably one of the best sculpted and molded figures of any action figure across Marvel or DC that has been American mass-produced. And when I say mass-produced, I don't use it in the traditional sense. I mean mass-produced as in it's not a, let's say a comic shop kind of exclusive figure that you'd only find at a comic shop. We're talking about the stuff that you can theoretically find at Toys R Us, Target, those, Kmart, those kind of things, Walmart or whatever. Anyway, so let's take a look at the paint app. It looks a lot like a woman, which is very, very different. This is what sets this black cat apart from almost any action figure on the market. It is busty, and the figure of any woman action figure is going to be slightly exaggerated to match, obviously, the comic book kind of art. Realistically, it'd be difficult to find a woman with such a large thighs, bustiness, and super slim waist. So she's kind of got a gymnastics build. Which is kind of cool. I'm not sure that this was the reason she was built like this. I'm not sure Hasbro cares that much that they're like, well, we need to make her legs thick because she's an athlete. No, I just think they just happen to make her legs thick. But it's cool. It looks fairly realistic. You can sort of see a woman like this having immense leg strength and a little bit less on, upper body strength, because you assume that a woman like this may rely on kicks, jumps, and, she's crawling around buildings or whatever. Anyway, the detailing on her fur, that's not a euphemism, and her hair is pretty awesome because it's kind of, I don't want to say black wash because this is obviously blue, so I'm going to say blue washed. They blew her. Which gives it a nice definition to the hair. The hair is flowy and it looks relatively realistic. I mean, it looks like hair. It kind of has the properties of hair. It doesn't look too flat. It looks, feathered or whatever. It looks pretty good, I would say. It's nice and stylistic. However, of course, the hair does restrict her head movement, so she can't look up and she really can't look down either. Although that may be more of a function of the molding of the figure. She can look side to side, sort of. However, looking off to this side, oh god, is a little bit difficult because of the way her hair rests. It looks a little unnatural, you can see. On the other hand, if she looks off to the her left, this stream of hair fits nicely over her cleavage. Real creepy. Real creepy statement over there. There's some nice detailing. There's the zipper here. That I doubt could have ever gone further than it is. However, there is no... this is supposed to be a cat suit, so, there is no zipper here that you can see. There's also no zipper in the back, so it looks like a one piece. The paint apps are good because there's really not much of it, and most of it concentrates really on the face, and that is where this particular one shines. So far, I've only seen minor problems with it. I've seen no major issues with it, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like it. Typically, the most difficult thing for action figures is getting them eyes right and getting the lips right. My lips are a little bit off. They're painted a little bit lower than they should have been. She should have had fuller lips if this paint job had gone just, like 2% of a centimeter just up, and it might have been perfect. But you know, I'm not going to complain too much. The only paint apps is also this this skin color on her chest, because this is actually all black plastic. I would say that it would be awesome if what do I want to say here? If there was a little bit more detailing for a zipper here, but I will say that I am happy, however, that the skin paint app is a matte type of skin. That is to say that it's not reflective, and it doesn't look plasticky or too shiny, which typically detracts from the figure. However, for the lipstick, it is a little bit more glossy, so that's pretty cool. There's some it gives it a nice depth. Now let's go to all of the articulation. As far as boots go, we've got backwards. We've just got this type of joint here. It doesn't really do much, so unfortunately. There's no boot joint, unfortunately, but there is double knee joints, upper thigh, and rotational thigh over here. It doesn't rotate all the way because of the way her butt is. So it can't go all the way back, which kind of limits what this figure can do, but you're not going to complain too much. There's a wrist articulation, but it doesn't buttons go up and down, it just goes sideways kind of. There's no glove articulation either, but there is an elbow joint and a ball jointed well, not a ball jointed, but you know, one of these Hasbro kind of things. Well, actually, is it ball? No, it's not. We see the seam over there. Okay, and there is a one crunch joint, and of course the head swivels basically in either direction. It is a ball joint here. However, you can't take advantage of it because of the way the hair is sculpted, so that's unfortunate. There's a nice choker there. There's nice details. It can stand, sort of, but you really need a lot of help. She kind of has to lean forward because of all the hair weight, unfortunately. Yeah, so the detailing in the back, there's not much of one. Really shiny suit. This is probably the one time that the shiny plastic works out. In an ideal world, you'd be able to pose it like this, but you go, oh well, it's okay. And you know, once again, the problem with the whip, aside from being molded badly, is that she can't really hold it all that well. She doesn't hold it convincingly, so yeah. Looks really sad. I'm trying to make it stand. Yeah, so she can do forward jumping kind of poses, kind of like that maybe. But yeah, it's not super posable. However, like I said, it is packed one per box, and is probably one of the best action figures that you can get of a female character in the Marvel or DC universe. So I can predict that this thing is going to be a hot selling item, not only for collectors as Black Cat, but also for people who customize figures, because they'll probably want to take advantage of this mold, of this face mold, and maybe create somebody else in the future. So that's pretty cool, I think. Okay, so, you know, there you have it. The Marvel Infinite Series Skyline Sirens Black Cat. I got it standing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, weird jump cut, but actually I did want to compare it to the size of the Amazing Spider-Man, and I forgot to add that in, so we're going to add that in kind of post. The sort of unfortunate thing is Spidey is actually... he seems actually a significant amount smaller than than Black Cat. In real life, this this is probably close to well, she is wearing heels, right? We take away heel, they're just about the same size, and yet the Black Cat seems a lot fuller and larger than Spider-Man. So there's a small issue of scale between the two, but not amazingly so where you'd feel completely upset. I feel like Spider-Man should have been taller, or at least the same height, even with heels against the Black Cat, but this is not the case. But you know, whatever. I'll live with it because both these figures are exceptional figures from the line.